you feel overall about the defense limiting that offense to 28 points?
Proud of the way I thought the guys played really hard. Talked to some of the Notre Dame coaches afterwards, very complimentary about the effort and the physicality we played with. So happy with that. Obviously, when you're playing in a game of that nature where you're playing a good team and a good program, which I think Boise State has a good team and a good program. So you're playing, two really good teams. You got to limit your mistakes. You got to tackle well. They tackled better than we did. They created some turnovers. We didn't create turnovers, and that's kind of, to me, on the defensive side of the ball, that's what you have to do in a big game when you're playing against another really good team. So I was happy with a lot of things, but we didn't tackle well enough. We didn't cause enough turnovers, and we had some opportunities we could have.
How do you improve the tackling, especially on some of those big chunk plays?
Yeah, I think we talked about it yesterday. Obviously with Coach Danielson and the staff, and we've got to continue to find different drills. Obviously, we've been working at it, but the drills obviously haven't been carrying over. So we've got to find some different ones. Search high and low. Some of the guys right now are talking to some other coaches around the country, and I think the biggest thing is we've got to find drills that we can develop confidence in our players to tackle. And I think, they just got to play fast. When we target low, we put our chest or our shoulder on people. Good things happen. Target high and start reaching. Bad things are happening. So we've got to get those bad habits eliminated, and then I think the tackling will improve a lot.
What's the biggest thing you take away from the 2 fourth down stops in the first half?
Yeah, super proud of the guys on that one. We needed the goal line stand. We haven't operated as well on the goal line this year as we did last year. So that was a big one for our team, no matter who we're playing. And then, a second one, I guess you kind of count that as a takeaway a little bit, but those are huge in the game, huge for momentum for us. Very proud of the way the guys played also, just on those fourth down stops, bringing it up. But we talk about putting out the fire if something bad happens during the game, momentum-wise. I'm happy that Notre Dame was not able to get any points off turnovers in the game. So that's another thing to be our defense needs to build off of.
You've been around a lot of different programs, a lot of different levels, chins. In your opinion, has NIL, where we are now, has it furthered the separation from the power to the group of five, in your opinion?
I mean, obviously you're talking apples and oranges when you're talking about payrolls, right? But listen, I told our guys, we coaches and players the same. We didn't come to Boise State to be in these games. We came to Boise State to win these games. We just have to be who we are, and who we are is we are going to develop players. Now, NIL, we have to retain our players, but we've got to be the best developers in the country, and that's the secret sauce for Boise State. Is there separation around the country? I think at a lot of places, but at Boise State we've got enough. We've got enough talent. We just got to be ultra dedicated to developing that talent, and we've got to continue to always be progressive in how we're doing that, how we're finding players, how we're recruiting players. Can we keep them here? Can we develop them? So there probably is, to answer your question, but that's never going to be an excuse at Boise State.
How tough was that after you guys took the lead for them? In 3 plays already inside the 30 right away, and then they end up scoring on that drive to take the lead before half. I mean, how tough was that, I guess, finish to the first half if you played so well, for most of the half?
Yeah, and that's one thing we talk about a lot, BJ. It's winning the middle 8. And for people who don't always know what that is, the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, because that's where a lot of momentum is swung in a football game, and obviously we did not get that done. Who knows how that thing looks? You get a stop there, or you get a turnover, you get the ball back to the offense, maybe they get a score and we go up. But we've got to find a way to win that middle 8, and whether that's we need to change up the calls or we just need to operate better offensively, defensively, whatever the case may be, winning that middle 8 is a huge piece to winning big football games.
Stunts or pre-snap shifts, how do you just create more pressure from the defensive line on the quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think, there's going to be games where there's going to be more, games where there's going to be less. I think Notre Dame does a really good job of like our team, we do a good job protecting the passer too. And I know on third down in the game, I don't get to watch it, so I don't know what goes on. But first and second down, our team does a really good job of mirroring the runs with the play action pass, as does Notre Dame, and they use extra protectors. So they did a good job of protecting their quarterback. But I think we've got to end up with some probably a little different looks, bring some different pressures. We can bring some more non-traditionals, those kind of things. The games are hard on mixed downs because if you're calling a bunch of stunts, they better be good against the run and the pass, or else you're in big trouble there. So I think we went into some games with some built-in ones, which we can always operate that way. But yeah, I mean, we got to change up the looks a little bit and bring some different things, especially against a team that's very, very well schooled in protecting the passer.
What impresses you about the creativity of New Mexico's play calling?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a good job. Personnel groupings. I mean, we're looking at it today, and you got 11 personnel, you got 12 personnel. They bring in 12T, so using the tight end, an extra tackle as a tight end fullback. They've got quick 21, and they seem to go into each game, with a different plan, especially in the run game, trying to exploit your weakness as a defense, not necessarily your personnel, but just the overall scheme, whether you're playing quarters, you're playing man, you're playing cover three, if you set the front one way or the other. So I think the challenge in playing this team is figuring out what their game plan is going to be early, making those adjustments and getting that to the kids as quickly as possible. But you always got to play the fundamentals technique and get your eyes where they're supposed to be. That takes care of a lot of it, but I think they do a really good job of scheming up the run game.
All right, thanks, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.